the person asked me, "Who are you?" And he was like, "I am the awakened one. Call me the Buddha." Who the f- calls himself the awakened one?
Yeah.
He must be a pretty like egoistic, you know.
Yo, you're recording it on your phone?
Yeah, on my phone.
Oh, dang, this is a recordception, dude. Did I see you in Taiwan?
No.
Oh no, I saw you in Malaysia.
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot, I totally forgot.
You doing good, bro?
Good, man. Doesn't that feel like such a long time ago?
Yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago.
Nice. Is that them being egg pancakes?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've
Do
been,
you eat
I've been
this
waking up every day at 4:30.
to meditate?
Yeah, I still meditate. But I just wake up like every day at 4:30.
How long have you been doing that for?
Ever since the Enlightenment.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a fucking ship like that, and I stopped drinking. I stopped doing
Really?
Overnight, I started waking up at 4:30 every single fucking day, just like a ship. Just like I was like ejaculating into like a different reality, bro. It's so weird.
Does it feel like ejaculating, or is it like it's a different state?
It's a totally different state. Like,
Mhm.
okay, when I saw you, I was like 98% there. But just like I think I talked about this before in my new videos. But like just like one like that last speck of solidity, it's like quantum, yeah. But every time you like hit a path, we can talk about that a little bit, like the 4 paths.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I think like I want to make that shit mainstream, man. Like I think that
Mhm.
that's like really pragmatic. It's like fitness. That's why I keep calling it contemplative fitness.
when you say what do you want to make mainstream?
The map,
The map?
the pragmatic Dharma map. It's based off of Theravada Buddhism map,
Mhm.
but it's a universal mind map in the sense that
Mhm.
you can apply this map to anything like fitness, movies, music, just human development in general. But it just happens that Theravada Buddhism came up with a very specific, very technical map that has all the different like technical names and ways that you can get different stages of insights. Basically, if you do Vipassana body scanning, you go through the same stages. But Goenka retreats, they don't teach you that map. And people go in there and they experience all kinds of shit, and you ask the teacher, they don't tell you. And then people go back and experience dark night, and they don't know how to deal with it. If you do Zen, even if you do psychedelics, you go through the same stages. Like Connor Murphy's like cycling back and forth between like dark night and rising and passing away. It's like spiritual highs and lows, but without like really hitting that final point of like secession or nibbana, you're still stuck in on the same plane. But every time you hit like a secession or nibbana, you just like jump into a new reality.
I remember we were talking about this a while ago. I'm sure your opinion maybe has changed, but we were kind of talking about how, the retreat doesn't teach us this stuff, but the fact that like some people do and tell us the map, by somebody telling us the map, does that prime our brains to like already follow the map? Is the map always required? Is it helpful as opposed to organically finding the path?
I think maps can definitely be a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
The way that I did it was that I didn't care about maps until I had all the experiences of the inside. I was like, holy shit, what is this? My last retreat, I went through the entire path, the first path. Before my last retreat, I was still pre-awakening. I had like glimpses, but I was still like, I was still like pre-path kind of. But then like after the second retreat, I went through the entire stage of the insight without even knowing it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I went back and I started doing some research, and I found out Michael Tapp's podcast, and just like the whole door opened up, all these guys like Kenneth Folk, Daniel Ingram, Michael Tapp. Shizen Yang is kind of in that same school where they're really pragmatic about this awakening stuff. And then they said that it can be done if you really do the practice and if you really do the methods. But the maps can definitely be a distraction because you can definitely script yourself into believing that you have certain states. So it's a give and take kind of. But like I would say, if you were to give a person like who's just starting out on a journey, if you were to give him a choice whether or not to show him a map, I think having a map is better. But you just have to remind him that you can't really. The map is not the territory. Yeah. So it's like, do you need a program to make gains in the gym? No, you don't. But it helps. And for a lot of people, it helps like a lot. But for some people, it distracts them more than it helps. So it's like everything, you just gotta find the middle ground.
If you were to make like an ideal plan for somebody, would you have them how long should they do like the basics and Vipassana before they like try to follow a map or something?
I think I'll do like, I think I'll go without the map for the first year.
First year?
Yeah. I think I would go without the map until they have some kind of experience or insight. I think at your stage, you can start looking at the map. You've been to like 2 retreats and you're at the point where you said there's a point on the return. Like I was there after my first, but I haven't discovered map on my first retreat, which I think if I discover the map on the first retreat, after the first retreat, my progress could have been faster, I think.
Let's like take it back. And I guess I'm curious to hear it too, not just like for people that might watch this. Why did you pursue meditation and how has it helped you? So I guess start way back in the beginning.
The beginning, I got into, okay, well, in the grand scheme of things, it was because I wanted to upgrade myself, my character. It started with fitness, you know, like a lot of people, I want to be a better person. I want to be a more efficient character in the stream. Of course, back then I didn't think of it that way. I just wanted to like become stronger, run faster, and all this stuff. I wanted to upgrade my mitsu. And then after a while, I was like, holy shit, okay. Well, the brain is definitely involved in building a mitsu. So I was like, okay, if I want to keep building the mitsu and continue to be efficient, like, you know, athletic machine, I have to sort of train my nervous system. I started looking into training the nervous system, and eventually training the nervous system ultimately leads you to training the brain. And I started reading about philosophy, about science, about, you know, anything you can think of, I was reading. I was trying to build the brain, you know, making art, playing music. And then eventually, if you reach the edge of the brain, you reach the mind, quote unquote mind, you know? And then I started to explore the mind. I started reading more, I guess, abstract things. I was starting out reading like a lot of like neuroscience stuff, like evolutionary biology, evolutionary psychology. And I realized that if you want to explore the mind, that's not enough. And I started reading more like, you know, philosophy of the mind, and started reading intellectually, getting knowledge about consciousness. And then I was like, okay, intellectual understanding of consciousness is not enough. You need to actually practice and have direct experience. And then I started getting into psychedelics for like a couple of years. When I was 10 years ago. Yeah, I went through a psychedelic phase. Mm-hmm. And the psychedelic phase was kind of like, okay, there's definitely something to like inner subjective experience, that direct experiential insights that you mm-hmm. can't get anywhere else, not from books, not from fitness, not from science. And then I was like, okay, what's the next step? And I started looking at meditation. And actually the trigger point, there's 2 trigger points. One is going to visit Elliot Halls with you. He was like the first person who like taught me how to watch my breath.
Really? Elliot?
Yeah, no, Elliot was the first person who taught me how. Yeah, I remember when we were doing a collab, and then back then I had no idea what watch my breath even means.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, you should observe your breath and like, you know, you should kind of let go. I was like really tight. I was all in my head back then. Ali was pretty into like mystical stuff back then, but I was all into like Western philosophy and stuff.
He probably started the journey for a lot of people. Like he was so ahead of the time. And then now it seems like maybe he's stuck somewhere. Like,
yeah, I don't want to judge, but
yeah, I don't want to judge either. But he was, yeah.
I mean, like you said, he's got like a family to
yeah, that's true.
You know,
he can't really do the same thing.
If I have to grow a family, mm-hmm. I want to talk about enlightenment. That shit doesn't make you money.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. No, I love Elliot. He was so nice to us, and he taught us the dynamic breathing thing. That was really fun. Yeah,
Elliot Halls, damn. I was like 10 years ago, man.
Almost, dude. That's so crazy, trippy. Bro.
Dude, you know what I realized? I think every relationship you have, not just like romantic relationship, even like just friendships or mentorships, every single relationship you have in this life is to help you wake up a little bit more. And the people that aren't really helping you, it's kind of like selfish in a way, but it's not, because you're like helping each other. And mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The people that aren't really on the path with you, they just kind of dissolve. And I had people like Ken who like came back to my life after I haven't talked to him for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, dude, I feel that, man. Like, even though I wasn't even meditating that consistently, just the fact that, you know, I had a glimpse of reality, and like I always remember it. So even if I'm not meditating day by day, like what I experienced from all those hours of meditation still slowly sinks in without active meditation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Like every day I feel like it sinks in a little bit more. And yeah, it's like I said, it's just like something you can't unsee or unexperience, like no matter how hard you try. And I feel like people watching this, they will, go ahead.
Let me read that to the map a little bit.
Yeah. Wait. Before you go to the map, Just like basics. What is meditation and why should people do it? Like the map is like, I feel like very small percentage people understand.
Let's go back a little bit.
Yeah, let's go back.
So Ali Halls was one of the first guys who taught me how to watch my breath. And then after at Ali Halls, I was already starting to think about meditation. And he didn't convince me to get into meditation. It was kind of like just one of the catalysts, because at the time I was already thinking about like trying TM. Yeah, because TM is one of those popular meditation.
Yeah.
I love artists like.
All the actors and directors.
Yeah, actors, directors. Yeah. And I heard David Lynch talk about it, and I was a really big fan of David Lynch. I was always into aesthetics and creativity. I was like, how do I increase my creativity even more? And also, how do I reduce my sex drive? Because at the point I was a sex addict. I was like having sex, like if I don't get a new girl every like week, I feel like I was dying, bro. And I was like fabbing like 5 times a day.
What do you mean you felt like you're dying? What does that feel like?
My identity was like my identity was like dissolving every time I don't have sex, dude. And I have to like.
Isn't that good though? Isn't that what we're trying to do? It dissolve our identity.
After a certain point, man. Like after a certain point, it becomes like fucked up, man. It's like so much distraction. I had sex with 3 girls in last year, dude. All-time PR. Since I lost my virginity.
Damn, dude.
Crazy.
That's like my lifetime PR. I hope you feel good. I'm just kidding. Maybe not.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, I started doing TM, and then I did like a year of TM. I think a year and a half of TM every day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did TM for like a year and a half. And then I was like, okay. And I discovered Sam Harris's book, Waking Up.
Wait, so you were doing TM. What did you experience from it? What did you get out of it?
Honestly, TM didn't give me much insight. And TM isn't really if you take any technique or method like to the end, you will get there. But some techniques are more like in your face about like the different stages, and like, you know, some techniques are more like just laid back and they don't really exactly tell you like what to expect. And TM's goal really isn't really like awakening. I feel like the people who take TM are more about like increasing creativity, like well-being, and like being more calm, and definitely experience all of that, like just more headspace to create and things like that. I definitely got a lot of TM. But then I felt like after I read Sam Harris's book Waking Up, he started talking about mindfulness. I was like, well, okay, this is a little different than like TM. TM is more like, if I have to like make that dichotomy, it's more like a right brain kind of meditation. You get into like this like all creative headspace. You just sort of like trip out on like this headspace. But mindfulness actually is quote unquote more left brain. Like
it's logical.
It's a little bit more logical and
interesting.
Analytical. Yeah. So
I never thought of it like that.
Both. So if I didn't have TM, I probably wouldn't have this realization. So, you know, TM was a good sort of like a background. So I got into mindfulness after reading Sam Harris. I followed a few of his like 30-minute guided meditations.
What's mindfulness? Could you define that?
Mindfulness, dude, that's a huge word.
Yeah.
Mindfulness is just becoming mindful of what you're doing, like watching the breath. You're breathing, but you don't know you're breathing. Like in the mindfulness, I didn't know I was breathing. And then after I got into mindfulness, I realized I was breathing. That's pretty much what mindfulness is.
It's just like being aware of your state as it is right now. And usually that relates to the breath, since you're always breathing. So using your breath is the easiest way to be mindful or aware of your current state. For reference. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like if you tell people to be mindful, like it's so popular right now to like pop meditation, pop psychology, like, oh yeah, just be mindful, be present.
Make mindfulness. That's what they call it.
Yeah, make mindfulness. Yeah. Oh, like a golden arches, but it's like a brain, but it's just like good make chickens. Point. Yeah. But I think they don't really know what it means. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. Because I
didn't know what it means until like.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it.
It takes a long time. Like everyone just intellectualizes it. And that's so pointless. I keep saying, I'll have friends that will ask me for advice sometimes, and I know they won't really follow it. And I can explain stuff to them, but it's the exact same thing as explaining a workout routine to someone. But it don't work. It doesn't work. But for the mind stuff, a lot of people still assume that if they understand it intellectually, they can get the benefits from it. But that would never apply to exercise. Like people know intuitively that that is not the case. You cannot explain exercise and get into shape.
Yeah, that's why I like to use the metaphor of contemplative fitness, because it's like a workout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's
a workout.
I
And
think
then it doesn't feel, up to the point, it doesn't feel like you're doing the head anymore. It feels like you're actually like molding and shaping like reality, like your entire sensory reality.
Oh yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm in the physical stages, and I don't think that'll ever end, because just sitting there meditating is such a physical feat to like hold still, to keep your back straight, breathing. You know, sometimes it's really hot. It's very, very uncomfortable and difficult to do physically.
Actually, doing it physically is a step upgraded from, you know, intellectualizing and imagining what it's like.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Because I'm not even thinking about. I know my thoughts will come. Yeah. Like I've already accepted that I'm gonna lose my awareness all the time. It's gonna run away, and then I'm already just like, whatever. It's all physical, anyways. Because that even the thoughts manifest itself physically in your body. So I don't know. I'm still like figuring stuff out. But okay, now back.
But there's definitely a physicality to it. Even if you transcend mind and matter, like Goenka said, there's a place where you transcend mind and matter. Even that place, it's very physical and embodied, in the sense that it's not like, oh, you just imagine it. It's like, you're making an effect on not just your body and your brain, but like your reality. At least that's what it feels like subjectively. When you're doing it, it feels like you're really molding the room. Like it feels like your room is like, if you're okay, you've done enough in possible body scanning to know that your body morphs and like fluctuates and vibrates and things like that, right? You can actually feel the effect of your body. I'm like, you're just doing Vipassana body scanning. But once you get to a certain point, that's what it feels like with the entire universe.
Wait, is that related to the law of attraction? The meditation where you can manifest things?
I don't want to get into that because I don't really concrete evidence for it. But
sure.
Recently, I've been manifesting shit. Like in my meditation, I've been seeing like I've been seeing like things that is gonna happen in the future. And then if you think about it, if time and space is an illusion, it all exists simultaneously, even other dimensions. I've been able to access other dimensions. Like sometimes I'll have an out of body experience. I watch myself leave my body, and I'll come back to my body, and then I'll be in a different room, slightly different room, and it's like in that state where you kind of half asleep, but you know you're not dreaming.
Dude, this is the point where we're gonna lose a lot of people. Like it's funny because I was searching on YouTube and I saw some law of attraction manifestation meditations, and intuitively I think it's like funny. Like I think it's bullshit. Like how could you possibly manifest like a car or manifest more money? But at the same time, like I've been on this journey long enough that I know that even though on its face it sounds ridiculous, there probably is some element of truth in that. Like if you strongly believe something, it does make a difference on the, you know, like you said, if it's making a difference on my body, if I can already change my body, that means you can change like other things too. It's just really hard to comprehend to what extent can you meditate or manifest things.
Yeah, I'm agnostic about this. Like at this point,
me too.
Duality between what's real and what's not real, what future, past, all that's dissolved. So like, is it real? I don't really care.
But you experience it.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, telling you what I'm experiencing, and whether or not.
No, that's cool.
The effect of it, the causes of it, I don't really look into that much. But even if you just even if you never get into meditation and then you just want to get a bigger bicep, you think about it all day, you're gonna do it. That's manifestation. You know what I mean?
What the fuck? Why are my biceps so small? I think about it a lot, man.
You don't want enough, bro.
Oh shoot! Damn it! So I could get a lot more girls. I just don't want enough.
Everybody is manifesting things every moment of their lives. Just by me talking to you right now, I'm creating this sensei experience right now, moment to moment.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's true.
But it's just different degrees of intensities, and you know, it's not really like difference in degrees. If you think about it, a lot of physicists think that there's like infinite number of universes that all like piled up on top of each other, you know? Like like stream theories and like random theories. So like maybe like attainments or like deep meditation concentration states can give you like temporary glimpses into that dimension that's like right next to yours. That's not like scientifically like impossible. Like just people haven't found a way to like prove it. So
I know, I agree. I'm just afraid that like some people will take advantage of that, or they'll attribute meditation to some kind of like magic or
Yeah, people do
manifestation
that.
exercises. Yeah. And then
That's
they can
why
take advantage of people.
okay, that's why awakening is so important. Like morality is so
Hmm.
important because
Yeah.
like without recognizing like anatta, no self, without like having work on the morality or ethical access of the development, you can definitely like train yourself to have like clinical power and misuse it. A lot of people do it. Yeah. But the
Yeah.
way I
Yeah.
look at it is like that's all byproduct of like insights. That's all byproduct of what I experience experientially right now. Like, you know,
Hmm.
the insights into like your direct experience. Because if you have like I think like I read Daniel Ingram's book, he talked about
Hmm.
magic a lot. And he said that magic and manifestation are just byproduct of like high concentration powers and like jhana states. It's jhana, it's like concentration power times intention. That's what he defined. That's how he defines like manifestations and quote unquote magic. If you have like really concentrated jhana states, like deep absorptions and samadhis, and on top of that, you have some kind of intention in your mind of what you kind of want to do with it, that to him is manifestation. And I tend to agree with that.
You mean like if you have a combo of those two things, you can make what you want happen?
Kind of like if I get into a really deep jhana state right now, and like
Hmm.
I'm getting this feeling where like I'm kind of like molding reality, like I said earlier, and then if I wanted like to like beat someone in basketball today, and if I have the idea, I sort of put that in my mind along with that concentration power. And I go
Oh,
in real life, I manifest it. Like the probability of that happening is much higher.
wait, that's pretty cool actually.
Yeah,
I like
that's what
that. That's
meditation is.
cool.
And I don't know what that means. Does it mean that I was in that space doing that, or does that mean
Yeah.
that I was just in this super like highly concentrated brain state that whatever I think about
Yeah, yeah.
fires my brain at that moment? But you know what I'm saying? It's like doesn't really matter. Like
So
if it works, it works. But
I
I'm not really
guess,
doing
yeah.
it. Like I've done like two things to it. I've gotten what I
Interesting.
want like twice. I don't want to get into it though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think so. Next time before I start writing like my screenplay, I'll think of the Oscar I want to win, and then maybe that session I can manifest the ultimate
Yeah, if
screenplay.
you get into it, you have to get into it. You have to work on your concentration power first.
Oh shoot, man,
Yeah,
so
you have
much
to get into
work.
some really deep concentration power before you can do that.
All right, so you're saying
And
it won't work because I won't be able to
uh,
get deep enough.
you still work a little bit. Like I said, it's all a different degree, right?
Yeah,
If you think about it, like winning an Oscar, like every single fucking day, 24 hours without even meditation, that increases the chance of winning if you never think about it.
that's true. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just win a Golden Globe then. I don't have enough jhana to get an Oscar.
Oh, wait, we gotta go back to the map a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell us about the map.
Okay, so you said you were in the point of kind of like no return. Like a lot of my followers are at that point. That's on the horizon and passing phase of the map, where you have some kind of spiritual experience or some kind of glimpse into
Hmm.
something, and then you can't go back to it. And
Yeah.
then psychedelic trips are kind of like that. I think some people would think that would categorize psychedelic trips as an horizon and passing event. It's basically like a peak spiritual experience, and then after that, you sort of can't really go back.
Have you met people that have been able to get into these states, well,
Uh,
without psychedelic experience?
my girlfriend,
Besides her,
no,
she's the only one.
she's the only one. Yeah, well, I haven't met
What
anybody.
does that mean?
You know, like, it means people. It means rare. Like it's rare. Yeah.
Does that mean humans are meant to consume psychedelics? Like it's part of our journey as conscious beings, like water or air?
Maybe I'm not sure. I think it's
Because if it's because it seems so dependent on that. Like everybody that, even like people that have published books and talk about this stuff, basically all of them have done psychedelics. So like for the common person that is still pretty scared of drugs,
Mhm.
I guess they could just never reach that through just meditation. Or I
I
mean
think you
maybe they
can.
could.
I
Yeah,
think they
but
can.
it's so much harder, right? Because
I think if you have a glimpse through psychedelics, it's like a window, sort of like a preview. Like anything you can access through psychedelics, I can confirm you can access just naturally, even like DMT.
sure. Yeah,
So
hypothetically you can, but
hypothetically, you can. But like
in
I can only speak from my
practice.
experience. Like I did it. So, but I don't know about
Hmm.
other people. But
Yeah, yeah.
uh, what were we talking about? The map.
The map.
Oh yeah. So you're at the point of no return. Yeah, that's where the map comes in handy, because like you kind of know where you are, and then you kind of know what the next stage is and things like that. Yeah.
So you said there are 4 stages.
There are four. Well, there are 4 paths
Mm-hmm.
to awakening. The first path is called stream entry. The second path is called once returner. The third path is called non-returner. The fourth path is arhatship. Yeah, but the pragmatic dharma people sort of modified the map a little bit. They want it to be pragmatic in the sense that you can become quote unquote fully enlightened just by being a lay person in today's society. That's their whole purpose, which like I did it. But then if you bring this back to like the old OG like Buddhism, there would probably be a little sketch. They'll be like, okay, you haven't limited all your like fetters. They call it the fetters, sort of like the emotional aspects of it. Like you can be a quote unquote fully enlightened person and still be like an asshole, according to the pragmatic dharma map. And a lot of people like Osho and like a lot of really high skilled teachers, according to the OG Buddhism map, they're not fully enlightened, because they haven't taken into consideration of like eliminating all like negative desires. But the pragmatic dharma people's argument is that that's sainthood. That's like no one can get there. If you, they're like, there's no point following like a model that's like thousands and thousands of years old, based on the people that are living in a totally different time. You know what I mean? Like right now this is our time, and this is the model that can get people to eradicate 90%, 95%, 99% of their suffering, and they're able to access states of consciousness that were available, like the people have been talking about for like thousands and thousands of years, that actually work if you do the practice. But in terms of eliminating every single negative desire, that's what like, Buddhahood is. A lot of really advanced teachers think that that's almost like that's a pipe dream. At least today's world anyway. So there's no point even thinking about that model. It's a good like, inspiration kind of thing, but does it work? Is it pragmatic? Yeah. And I can tell you from direct experience that after I did this thing, it's 99%, suffering free, like so far. And it's like Buddhism or any kind of contemplative tradition, it delivers what it advertises 100%. Not 100%, but like if you do the work, like all the things that they talk about, all the states, no self, like whatever stuff that you read, mystical experiences, it's there for you to discover. And the thing about the map is like it's universal, man. It's like almost everybody, even sometimes people don't notice it because some people's experiences aren't as like pronounced, and like, I'm a more like a very extreme person. So like my dark night phases and like my rising and passing are like fucking huge. It's like going from like, suicidal to like, being like feeling like God, But like, for some people, maybe like yourself, it's not going to be that extreme, but you still go through the same stages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and some people don't like to believe that because, they're like, oh, everybody has their own path. But like, why is that so hard to believe? Like everybody has the same body, right? Kind of like slightly different like shapes and, but it's Ronnie Coleman versus Phil Heath. If you put that on a stage, like this minor little difference. You're not gonna have biceps like on your head, Like why is it so hard to believe that the mind there's some kind of like deep structure of the mind that's universal. That's kind of like
absolutely, because consciousness is universal.
Yeah.
Would you say like, let's say suffering, let's say there's a graph. This is suffering, this is time, and then the more you meditate, there's ups and downs, and over time your suffering decreases, right, overall. And then before you get that last 2% into enlightenment, is there like a significant jump, or is it like a linear slowly suffering, or like all of a sudden before you became enlightened it was just like you were suffering 50% of the time and it dropped to like 1%, or was it like you were already mostly done?
I went through like each path you go through one macro cycle of dark night, and I would say like the first macro cycle of dark night was the worst. Like I just felt like I wanted to die, like I was dying pretty much. And then the third, I think it gets easier because every time you go through a path, if I can put it in like a more pragmatic term, it would be like reducing or kind of shrinking your character or your sense of self into a smaller and smaller cluster of sensation. And by doing that, you simultaneously expand your awareness.
Yeah.
So when I got to the third path, my character was already like a little speck of solidity somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to be as much suffering as when like my sense of self was like a block of like marble, you know what I mean?
Would you say, when you say your character's like very small, would you describe it as you didn't really have a lot of ego or attachment to yourself? Like for the lay person, how would you explain it?
You can put it like that. It's just like that, how deeply you can penetrate into the self or the ego. Mm-hmm. Like the ego can function just like before, but the difference is like it's from a totally different perspective. You just see through it's like the illusion of its solidity. That's it. But you can continue to express the ego any way you want. You
can express it without attachment.
You can express it without attachment, and if something happens to your ego, you're just not attached. You're just like, okay, that's something. Someone says some shitty things about me, and then I look at it just like something impersonal, like a fart in the wind, like a bad weather. Like before, like, that's me. Now it's just like, okay, there's some sensations that sort of, because of the stimuli that I was receiving at that moment, someone cut me off or something, it's still like the Mitsu is still going to respond to certain stimuli, but you're just kind of like, okay, that's just not like me, but I can feel the sensations. Just like I can feel
for sure.
I go out to the route. If I go out and start running when there's rain, I can feel the rain, but I'm not identified with the rain. That doesn't mean that it stops raining, like, you know, for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So sometimes when I'm playing games now, I can't think of a specific example, or if I do something that in the past would make me scared or anxiety, I still feel the exact feelings, but because I'm so aware of my sensations, it's the quality of it is totally changed. I take in an emotion like a physical ride. And then it's like, ooh, like, oh, it's right here. And then it went here. And then it disappears. It still doesn't feel good, but it's like a physical roller coaster versus an emotional roller coaster where my sense of self, where my sense of self gets hurt or something. Like, I just know it's my body's reaction. And I feel so much, I'm detached to it, but also hyper aware of it because I understand my sensations a lot more acutely.
But the paradox is like you can actually feel emotions more actually. But
or it's more or less depending on it's like from two perspectives, because you have your human, the Bryant character perspective, and then you have the consciousness perspective. Yeah, it's like, who cares?
Yeah, trippy though. Dude, talking about consciousness, man. Like that's the last thing to let go of. Like there's not even consciousness.
What is there? It's just all the same. It's just all this.
It's like people like to make gods out of like awareness or consciousness.
Yeah, you know,
a lot of like, really advanced teachers that are like people like pay a lot of money to see and to hear talk. They're actually stuck in that stage. They're talking about like, well, I can't say for sure, but they're teaching you, you know, you're the awareness, but you can just be it's easily attached to awareness and like infinite consciousness as the ego. But it's all just you know, like people like to make a god out of anything, but like it's not like you can't access like God consciousness by letting go of it. You can still access it, but you just like accessing like God consciousness isn't going to be a state that you're going to have 24/7. And what happens when you're not in that state? You're going to suffer because you're like, holy shit, I am God consciousness. I'm unity consciousness. I'm awareness. But right now I don't feel that aware. But if you let go of that, you're like pretty much that free, like way more free. Wake up even out of oneness.
I most definitely am stuck in somewhere in the middle because I feel the struggle every day where I really want to work hard towards accomplishing certain tasks, but every day I also feel like, what's the point? And it's not really depression. It's just the awareness, just all the meditation. It's just, I've always been so attached to all the things I wanted to achieve, but then the further down the path I go, ultimately, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not attached to those as much, but I think I feel my character or my ego fighting to stay relevant because that's what defines it, or what I think defines it.
I can relate to that up to like my quote unquote final shift. Mm-hmm. Yeah, before that I was still struggling with that actually. But then
you don't struggle with that anymore?
Not anymore. Like now everything's automatic, 24/7. Just like I can do everything that I did before exactly the same way. And then it just isn't me doing it. It just feels like it's like a cause and effect for the entire universe. And if I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. It's like everything's like perfect. If I don't do it, I don't do it. It's not meant to
You
happen.
just accept it, like
Not even
100%.
accept. Not
Yeah,
even
yeah,
accept. I
okay.
don't even think about that anymore. I just
Sure.
do things. Yeah.
But for normal people, it'd be like you are okay with anything all the time, regardless of outcome, no attachment to outcome. You could be living the same life, but just
From the outsider's perspective, I might
yeah,
look exactly the same. That might think like
yeah.
But then from the inside,
Sure.
it's totally different. Yeah, that's
From
one
the
way to put it. That's one way to put it.
yeah.
So like the thing about
'Cause-
like losing your desire to do like ego things,
yeah,
that's not gonna be a problem afterwards. Because even if you don't do it afterwards, you won't care anyway. And if you do it, you do it
you
better.
also won't care.
You also won't care. And it's just
Yeah.
it's just part of the happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
It's part of the
understand. I understand what you mean exactly. I just
Yeah.
it's hard to. I don't know where the public is at generally. I mean, we're definitely not talking to the public, anyways. It'll be people that are
I think a lot
curious,
of
at least.
my followers came.
Your followers, yeah, your followers are a very selective group of people. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me about that actually. They're like, I don't want to lose the desire to do this.
Oh,
or
I'm
that.
sure. Yeah.
Dude, I was feeling that way up until like a month ago, and then now it's all gone. Yeah.
Man.
Pretty quickly, man.
I'm actually now I'm scared because I feel like it's inevitable. I'm pretty confident that I will get to your point someday, and I'm just so curious at when and how it'll change. Like, but I don't even want to get to your state. Like I have no rush because I know, like, it doesn't matter if I get to it or not. Like you said, it's all perfect or it's all the same anyways. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter to me. But I mean, I'll keep meditating because I like it. But
I actually never really had a goal. Like I meditated a lot even before like stream entry.
Yeah.
And then I that was like kind of in the back of my mind, but I wasn't pursuing it. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna meditate because it makes me smarter, it makes me more creative, it made me more calm, it made me this and that. So just doesn't really matter. Like if you just do the practice, like
yeah,
what will happen if you put in the time?
Yeah. Meditation now still generally, I have more productive days if I meditate, and the days feel longer. Now? Just like half hour to 40 minutes in the mornings.
That's pretty good.
That's it. I might try to do 2 hours eventually, but right now it's too hard with quarantine. Like I'm too.
Wait, isn't quarantine like the better, like perfect time to do it though? Or if you're
initially I felt good. I was hyper productive in the beginning because I could just write and I didn't have to work and everyone was doing the same thing. So I felt like we're all in it together. But after a while, I'm still a very social person. So that's definitely taking a toll on me. And that's why I'm talking to people online now and trying to record like podcast, YouTube interviews.
Talk about that. All right, let's go back to the public discourse.
Okay, let's reminisce, man. All right. Remember when I don't remember.
Oh yeah, Brian went to my first retreat with me. That
Oh yeah. That's right. You popped my meditation cherry. Like
I popped my own meditation cherry.
You popped it.
Yeah.
That was I mean, that was life-changing. 10 days, I mean, that blew my mind.
Yeah, definitely.
It was like the hardest thing I ever had to do.
Did you think you passed the point of no return in that retreat or the second one? I think the second one, right?
I mean, technically every point is a point of no return. Oh, you mean, okay. I think I know what you mean. Let me think.
Yeah.
I don't know. The first one was pretty life-changing though. It was really, the second one, I didn't get a chance to meditate. I was just sick. I had the worst cough.
I think if you do one more, it's gonna be your best one.
Oh yeah. I shouldn't think that way, but as long as I don't get sick, I think I would really enjoy it. Even now, I just really want to go on retreat for sure. Oh, but it's also as an escape. Where? In Taiwan?
Taiwan, yeah. September.
So jealous, man. We can't do retreats. We're never gonna be able to do retreats for a year at least.
You can do it at home, man.
I can't. Yeah. I can't, man.
You want me to like monitor you? I'll bring you food.
It's really bring me virtual food. Yo, I
Yeah,
should just do a 10-day fast like Connor. I'll do an 11-day
how's
retreat and
Connor, man? Is
fast.
he still fasting? Dude,
I don't know.
I
I
think
should
he's,
check up on him. So now that you are an enlightened being,
there are no
uh,
enlightened beings. There are only enlightened activities. Franking is
now
just a
that
collection of activities.
ooh, that's deep, man. That's true. You're a collection
So
of
what
verbs. You're not a
my
thing.
the last epiphany that I had was there's no one here to
Uh,
be enlightened, and then that last spec was gone.
wow.
Yeah,
Yo, I can't even process that.
yeah. I
There's
was
no
like,
one
okay,
there
I've
to
been
be
sitting here
enlightened.
for I've been sitting here for the last 7 years. Up to that point, I was building a meditation ego, even though I was aware of it.
Yeah.
But that didn't directly become an insight until I had like all the accumulation of all the insights to make it click that really there's no one here to be enlightened. And then that last spec was
That's
gone, and
deep,
like it
dude.
was like the whole universe eating itself. It's like. But you know, like people talk about emptiness, and I talk about emptiness for like the last 7 years, right? You don't get a true, real, complete glimpse of emptiness until the final thing. Like before that, it was like even 99% empty is an emptiness.
Yeah, it's
Emptiness is like what the fuck? It was like it's not even like my DMT trip. I don't think I really glimpsed emptiness because I still like sort of had like a character there, like experiencing this psychedelic trip. Yeah.
I think it's the difference between intellectually understanding emptiness and then I guess
And then slowly
experiencing it. Yeah,
experiencing it, and then 99% experiencing emptiness and 100% experiencing emptiness is like quantum. Even before that last shift, if you were to ask, yo, Frank, have you reached enlightenment? I'll be like, I don't know, bro, like kind of, but I'm not sure. But after that shift, it's like, yeah, there's no question. This is quote unquote enlightenment. Like there's no like it's like
you have no question.
There's no question. It's like it's almost like asking, dude, Brian, are you aware right now? You're gonna say yeah. Right? It's kind of
it's that obvious.
It's not obvious, but some people don't like calling enlightenment, you know. But
yeah. That's a loaded word.
Yeah, but this is it. Like actually, Kenneth Folk, the guy who wrote Contemplative Fitness, he said that one of the requirements for enlightenment is that this is enlightenment, like without a question.
But I'm sure a lot of people think they are, but then they're definitely not.
You know what's funny though? Like
what?
If you really ask those people who aren't really there, they can't say for sure.
You think they know? They know they are not.
That they kind of not there. Like kind of like Leo. If you ask, Leo never said he was enlightened, even after like hundreds of like awakening videos. He never claimed to be enlightened.
So you are ahead of Leo.
I don't want to make that.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But like right now, it's just like enlightenment, just a word. Like from my perspective now, like there's no difference. Enlightenment, non-enlightenment. It's like if people don't believe you, it's like doesn't really matter because like you can't deny. Like you just can't deny what's here. Like when you have emptiness on emptiness, it's like the most obvious thing in the world. It's like more obvious than before awakening when you ask, hey, are you franking? I'm more sure that this is enlightenment than I was sure that I was franking.
Do you think there are some people that are enlightened, but they aren't as like coherent or articulate as you, and then people perceive them as crazy?
Some people think I'm crazy, so like.
That's true. But you're very articulate and you have like a very big following because you can talk and you can lift. So you get respect, a base amount of respect.
There are people definitely. There are people who got enlightened and never talk about it. That's just not their personality. My girlfriend doesn't talk about it. And she doesn't like talking about it. Yeah. And there are definitely people who are very enlightened and they can't articulate as much. And there are people who are like not enlightened and then they can talk the shit out of enlightenment too.
That's true. Yeah. But there's a lot of those on YouTube.
Yeah. But but like I say, if you really ask them, how many of them really claim like they're quote unquote enlightened? Like they hinted, right?
Mm-hmm. They imply it.
Yeah.
But they won't say.
I mean, the thing is like the personality, the person doesn't really change that much. Like it's almost like you just have your sense of quote unquote self is sort of like expanded to like infinite space. Whatever happened to this YouTube would have happened before enlightenment anyway. But then now your identification is with so much broader, under so much broader context that it didn't. It's like a tiny speck of sensations. And my personality, just like I like talking about like myself. Like I like working out, like my muscles. So of course, if I quote unquote got enlightened, I'm gonna fucking talk about it.
Yeah. Of course. Same.
Yeah. From
Mhm.
my perspective, that's not like it's not like it. I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean. It's like a lot of this depends on your personality, which like
Yeah.
actually you can actually express your personality even more freely after this thing, because you don't give a fuck anymore about like if people don't like it, they don't, as long as you're not being an asshole. So your Buddha was pretty arrogant actually. The Buddha wasn't very humble. Like I think I
That's
wrote about
funny.
this. But like after his
That's funny.
awakening, he walked out of the
Uh-huh.
wood, and then the first person he saw, the person asked him, "Who are you?" And he was like, "I am the awakened one. Call me the Buddha." The Buddha means awakened one. Who the fuck named himself after the Buddha? Like
That's
who
true.
the fuck calls himself the awakened one?
Yeah.
He's and he's
Yo.
like he must be a pretty like egoistic cunt, you know. And then he discovered
Yeah.
the truth, and then he continues to express this cunt, but he understands that this personality is just kind of like a vehicle. And then like he didn't want to teach because like he thought everyone was too stupid to understand. But then he got some like messages from like some god. So this is just myth, but like apparently he didn't want to teach because he thought that no one would understand it. But then some like entities or whatever or humans convinced him to like you have to like sort of pass this on. So he went to the cave, some cave, and then he saw like a bunch of like people would be meditating there for like years and years, decades, and they're like pretty woke, right? And then like they thought that the Buddha was on the same level as them, but then Buddha had to convince them that his realization is way deeper and shit. And then like dude, Sutta after Sutta after Sutta is the Buddha talking about himself, like how enlightened was, like all his attainments.
Dang, that's so funny.
Wait, shit, what the fuck?
Let's appreciate that nipple.
Whoa, what the fuck? Did I not get that one?
What happened?
Someone called me.
Oh.
Yes, ask me some questions. Oh, I think I got that.
Nice. Yo, I love the image of an arrogant Buddha.
He needs to express this concept. Oh yeah, I got that. All right, hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Hold on a second. All right. And I think like one of the. Hold on a second.
Is it recording?
Yeah. You know what? One of the things that let me full screen this. You know why people? You know why like not a lot of people get enlightened, because their ego didn't believe it's possible. Their ego wouldn't let them. Not their ego think too lowly of them. Your ego think too lowly of yourself to deserve enlightenment. So it's actually kind of weird, right?
I feel that. That must be true for myself.
Like, I don't believe this. I don't believe this is possible. I don't think I deserve this. That's your ego talking, bro.
Yeah, it's your ego even hating on itself is still ego.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But then
kind of.
Yeah. There was another realization I had was like there was never ego, bro. The ego was never there. Like for my entire life, I thought it was the ego, but it wasn't. It was just a perspective. Like I thought this thing is the ego, but there's no ego. Just like there's no one here to be enlightened. The ego never expressed anything. It's all like just part of the cause and effect of the universe. There was never anybody here since the beginning.
Yeah. It's like I imagine the type of fish, the really tiny ones, and they all swim together to form a very, very big looking fish.
Mm-hmm.
Like they look like a whale when all the little fishes are together, but they're actually they're not one big whale. They're just all separate like little entities. Like the whale was never there. Is that a bad analogy? It's an illusion is what I'm saying. Yeah,
I think I get it. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, you were asking me something, right? Or no?
No, what was I saying? I was just saying I like arrogant Buddha. I think that's a hot take.
Yeah, he's like fucking alpha, bro.
Yeah, he would have been, alpha, I guess like Elliot Hulse.
Yeah, kind of
like the same vibe, like alpha and.
But he was also depicted as a goddess, so he could be both.
A goddess?
Yeah,
a god.
Some goddess. Some sutras depict him as a goddess. So like he's a shapeshifter. Like shapeshifter is one of the best analogies for like awakening. It's like you're not just one thing. You're like constantly shapeshifting. So the Buddha could be like lion. You know the lion's role. Like some sutras depict him as this like huge like god that's sitting like a huge like lotus flower and just like screaming and yelling at people, like rolling like a lion.
Yeah. And then what's the goddess?
The Gauss, I'm not so sure. Like, I'm not
Uh-huh.
super like familiar with the Sutras, but that's the stories I've heard. Like, he's sometimes depicted as like a lion, and sometimes depicted as like a goddess. Because like at the end of the day, the Buddha is just like a it's just like quote unquote consciousness.
Yeah.
Like the Buddha is the symbol is just consciousness. And one of the really interesting thing about like Eastern mysticism art is that, you know how like Christian art, they depict Jesus, and in the context, Jesus, that's a representation of Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
But according to like Eastern like art and like mysticism, the Buddha, if you see a statue of the Buddha, if I hold a statue of the Buddha in front of you, that's the Buddha right there. It's not,
Why?
he's
I don't
not
get
the,
it.
that's not the representation of a Buddha. That's the Buddha right there. You know what I mean?
The Buddha statue itself is.
He's the Buddha. That's what it means. So the Buddha is you. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like if I show you a statue of the Buddha, you shouldn't think of it like, oh, that's a representation of someone who lived like thousands of years ago who got enlightened. That's right there is the Buddha, and you're perceiving, and you're the Buddha.
Basically, it's a mirror. A mirror would
It's
be
a mirror. Kind of,
Yeah.
It's like a mirror.
Kind of.
It's like a visible, it's like a hologram that's sort of like depicting what's right here, because everything's a hologram. Well, that make a Louis. My dad.
Is that your dad?
Yeah. No, I said Ben
Mr.
Louis.
Yang.
Yeah. You met him, right?
Yeah. I met him a couple times. He's nice. All right, so we've been talking a lot about meditation. Let's bring it back to the basics.
Basics.
I want to talk about it. Yeah. So for
wait, how do you full screen this shit?
Right now, I'm doing gallery views so we can see both of us in the recording.
I can only see you, but it's like really small.
Why are you so vain? You just want to see yourself? What's wrong with just seeing me? Just look.
No, I'm only seeing
eyes.
you.
I know. That should be enough.
No. I want to see you full screen is what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you full screen, bro.
Oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate you recognizing me
as the Buddha.
So a person listens to this talk and they are interested. And I know you actually coach your clients about this a little bit, but what's a good starting plan or a macro plan of like a 2-year plan of getting closer or something to
2-year plan? I would start with basic mindfulness, like Sam Harris, waking up stuff, or like headspace. Do that like 10 minutes a day for the first like couple months, 3 months.
Yeah.
If you feel good, increase it. If you don't feel good, decrease it.
Pretty
and then
simple.
after that, pretty simple. Yeah. And then like I'll say if you can keep it up if you can do like 30 minutes a day for 3 to 6 months, increase it an hour. If you can do an hour a day for 3 more months, go to meditation retreat. After meditation retreat, hopefully you get to the point of no return, and then you know what to do.
Wow.
It's
that simple. It's that simple.
Yeah, pretty much. But then there's a lot of readings that you have to do too. You know, you have to understand the theories too. It's not just practice. But most people, you can get stuck in theories either.
Yeah.
But without theories though, like if I didn't read and just like go to watch YouTube videos about awakening and about meditation and having intellectual understanding, I wouldn't get here. If I just meditated, my progress wouldn't be as fast. But then you have to know like where to look for like the right information. There's a lot of bullshit out there. That's why I like to give people like
I feel like I learned so much from you because I don't really read that much, but you probably, every time you talk to me about this stuff, that's probably my understanding of the situation. And I just incorporate it subconsciously. But yeah, I wonder where I would be if I didn't talk to you. I don't know if I'd be lost or I'd probably be very not lost because I wouldn't be this deep into it.
I don't know where I would be if I don't talk about it with people.
That's true.
But you kind of, because like, you know, there's like a huge taboo against talking about this shit.
Who?
Like Vipassana, like going to retreats. A lot of people don't talk. They don't talk about attainments. They don't talk about awakenings. They don't talk about even their internal experiences.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why. It's just like it's conditioning, I guess. But like that's what the pragmatic Dharma people are trying to push. They're like talk about it. Yeah, talk about like fitness. If you gain your bicep, take a picture, put it on the internet for people to judge, critique, ask for advice. Why not?
Interesting.
Yeah.
But talking about it is so. Uh-huh.
So what?
I was gonna say talking about it is so fun. It just seems
It
like
is fun. Like,
it's
it
so
makes you
fun.
so. It makes it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just talking about it, you get into a certain state too. But
Yeah. Definitely.
it shouldn't.
I don't know
It
why people don't
shouldn't.
know how to do it.
Yeah, that's true. But shouldn't meditation be hard and difficult? It shouldn't be fun, right?
It's both. Dude, you kind of lagging, bro.
Really?
Okay, it's better now.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also just like the transmission of energy. It's not just like intellectual understanding. I feel like talking about it, like there's some kind of quote unquote like physical effect.
Mm-hmm. It's
Okay, so after the meditation retreat, go home and practice for an hour or two a day. And then after a year, you go to another retreat.
Yeah.
And then maybe in between retreat, do a psychedelic trip, like a strong one.
Whoa, okay, interesting. So you would
'Cause I think
prescribe psychedelics?
I would, yeah, I would, but like once every 6 months at most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like for like a window, like a glimpse into like your future state. Yeah.
Just talking to you now, do you know, can you feel how much you've changed? Because from my perspective, your energy has definitely changed a lot over the past couple of years.
Definitely.
You're aware of it.
I'm super aware of it. Yeah.
How would you articulate the change? Behavior wise, how have you changed?
Behavior, you mean like specifically?
Whatever, general or specifically.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you what I feel right now. Right now, every day I feel like super energetic, super like quote unquote manic, but super still and calm at the same time. It's just like what meditation advertises. Like you're super alert but super calm.
Is it that state right out of retreat kind of?
No,
but all the time?
I think after retreat you feel just calm for the most part.
Okay, that's true. I agree.
Yeah.
The moment I said that, I did not feel energetic. I felt calm as shit.
You feel really calm, and then there's gonna be a phase after you feel calm. You're gonna feel kind of depressed and fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna
the world is too much.
Yeah, and then you're gonna keep practicing. You're gonna cycle back into like this quote unquote spiritual highs. So it's gonna be like this your entire path until you hit the end point. Like, okay, when I say end point, I don't want people to think like I'm just like totally done.
Yeah.
Because there's actually other things to refine, like compassion. That's why we do like metta, like fucking like an hour a day.
Metta is the meditation of spreading love, correct?
Yeah, love and kindness meditation.
Love and kindness.
What I realized is like if you expand your consciousness to infinity, if you don't fill it with like love, it's just like the next thing to do, like automatically. It's just like you just kind of that's just the next thing to do is just fill it with love. Yeah.
I think that's definitely something most people don't know. Everybody starts meditating because they think it'll help them concentrate better or work harder. But then learning metta, it goes into morality. It's not just a technique to make you better at something. It's actually about what type of person or, character of a person you should be to I guess, help the world, or that's what the state of the world should be. Like, what do you think about metta and spreading love? Why is that necessary?
Because if you give this thing to like a psychopath, like it's not good. I think even psychopaths can finish like, okay, when I say full enlightenment, I'm talking about the awakening or the wisdom axis, the vipassana wisdom inside axis of the development. There's two axes. There's the inside and there's morality, pretty much. So anybody, regardless of their personality, can like sort of get insights. So if you can be like a psychopath and still reach the end of the inside axis. It's just like working out. You can get buff without being a good person. But then if you don't,
why do you have to be a good person?
You don't. But that's just like after you realize anatta and after you dissolve boundaries, it's just more likely that your character is gonna align himself with that truth. But it's not like a causation, it's a correlation. There are people who just kind of stop doing work after like, awakening, and then you can end up like being like a really abusive teacher or like a terrible person, or you could end up just not being that way. It all depends. But for a lot of people, like the natural unfoldment after like the awakening of the inside axis is to develop compassion. That's why you see a lot of like pretty deep wise teachers, they end up only talking about love. Like, you know how Jed McKenna is talking about, like, he's like, no love. It's all about, like, you know, like non-duality. It's all like cold and stuff. I don't think he's like fully developed.
Just based on what he's talking about, you know.
Yeah.
Do you
Wait,
still
what were we talking
work?
about earlier?
We've been talking about the same thing. I don't know. Do you still
Morality.
work out?
Yeah, still, dude, I work out. I wake up at like 4 a.m. or work out like 6 a.m. every day. I still work out like four times a week. I haven't counted macros or weighed myself in like a year though.
Damn,
Like,
nice.
dude, Camlin contacted me. He's like, "Come back, bro." Like, I'm just not really interested in gaining the muscles, but I like working out.
Has your body composition changed?
Well, you know what's funny? Like before the final shift, I was still like drinking like a couple times a week,
Yeah.
and I wasn't following diet that like now everything's just automatic, and I just do it. So like I got more lean after the final shift. I don't really
Nice.
care. So,
That
yeah.
sounds intense.
But
Final
if you can
shift.
if you let my character choose if he wants to be aesthetic or not, of course my character's gonna say I want to be aesthetic.
Yeah.
You have a preference, you know.
For
But
sure.
if I lose tomorrow, like, I wouldn't care that much. I'd be like, oh fuck, and I'll just start working out again. Yeah, you're talking about energy. Yeah, so this feels very different even before the last year. Even when I saw you, you at Malaysia, I was feeling pretty good, but like it wasn't like this. It was like I was pretty calm and like I feel pretty like expensive and stuff like that, but I was still stuck somewhere, and just at one point would like kind of bring energy down a little bit. But like I said before, like different characters respond to this thing differently. Like if you're just a naturally really calm person, if you have this, you might be like extra calm. Like I could totally. That's just his personality. Yeah. So my personality is like always been like this, and this makes you more than what you already are.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
backdrop of total stillness and like detachment. So all that worry about losing your personality and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Really, it's not a problem.
Maybe I'm just worried because I'm pretty mellow. So if I became more of that, I would just stop talking, or I would just be still.
I don't know, man.
No, I don't know. I'm just what, because just talking to you now, I feel like before when you're like really excited, you would like trip up on words sometimes, but now every sentence you say is pretty clear. Like
I don't think about what I say anymore. I don't think about what I say. Before I did. Before I had to think about, like, even like when I write an Instagram post, before it takes me like an hour to write a post. And I have to check the grammar, but now it's just like So people ask me about like brains and creativity. It definitely upgrades your brain. It definitely upgrades. So if your goal is to be a CEO or to be a better writer, artist, if you have this, it would definitely make you a better like artists, musicians, whatever your profession is. You definitely.
That's why the San Francisco Vipassana Center is what I heard one of the best stock centers in the world, because all the CEOs. Yeah. Apparently it's super nice. Like it's so nice. Everything's like organic, primo cooked meals, really nice individual rooms, because all the CEOs donated to that place. All the tech CEOs have been. Yeah. My friend also did the same, like Goenka stuff. It's just the SF one. He's in the startup world.
San Francisco.
We should go there.
We should check out San Francisco again. Like visit some of those Dharma people.
Oh yeah, we should for sure. We should visit Michael Taft.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to. Like, I wanted to I want to make a I told you I want to make a documentary about this.
Yeah.
I want to make this like accessible for people. Like my friend was already filming me, and then I was like, that's just he wants it to be my story, but I wanted to like interview other people as well. But he's like, you shouldn't divert too much from like the Frank Yang story, because that's the main thing. But then I was
interesting.
Like, yeah, because like he wants me to sort of like set an example how this thing is like possible, but like I'm not exactly normal. I don't know if I'm a good example, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to interview like my followers that have like awakening experiences. And also like teachers. Yeah. So
yeah, that could be cool.
That'd be really interesting. You can write it, bro. Like,
what do I write?
I don't know. I mean, there needs to be some kind of script. We
I'll
can
think
definitely help
about
out.
it
I think it'll be a cool
for
project. It
sure.
can be like a long-term project. I want to get like fundings to Kickstarter and things like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. It's something like I believe in for sure.
Yeah, I really believe in this right now. Like I
So
want
you
to
want to
make.
help people now?
You know what's funny though? At this
Uh-huh.
point, you don't even think about that. It's like
Uh-huh.
there's no like others you want to help.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
you just do things, and then whatever you do, like I don't know, man.
It's just
It's not
whatever
for. It's
calls
not for.
you.
Yeah, it's not really for the self or for others.
Yeah.
It's like you ask the wind why it blows. Like, is it for like humanity or for itself? You know,
Yeah.
it blows. It's the same thing. It's like the weather.
I think just recently I realized how much, like really realized how much I overthink things, and I think how people will judge me versus doing what you said and just letting the wind take me the direction I wanted to. Like just talking about my YouTube channel, I for so long I've only done movie reviews because I thought if I do one and same thing, I could be good at it and I can build a following off this. But honestly, I want to do other things. Like I want to do everything. And I'm always scared people will judge me or I won't find success. And it's just so many like doubts and stuff. But recently I've started to let that go. And I always thought that I was the type of person that didn't really care what people thought about me. But now I realize like, oh no, I care a lot. Like I care so much that I thought it didn't matter. Like I cared so much that people thought I was the type of person that doesn't care what people think for a little while, you know? Like
I think I was like I always care about what people think. I always admitted that.
yeah.
I'm the same. Like I think everybody like everybody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
everybody
right.
cares.
That's true.
So it's not like
But to different degrees, you
to
know?
different degrees, I guess. Yeah, but like if you don't care at all about what other people think of you, you're a psychopath, bro.
That's true.
So a lot of really empathic people actually care a lot about what other people think. You just can't let that like dictate your life.
I think it does for a lot of those people though.
It does
for empaths. But I think that's why sociopaths can be so successful, or like people in positions of power. There's a very high percentage, I think, of very low empathy.
Donald Trump.
Cut. It's like, go ahead.
Let me start new clip. Dude, Donald Trump is like
he's not a sociopath.
He's like 100% ego. It's almost like enlightenment, bro.
Yeah, that's true. He's like a baby. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like he's so raw. He does not he does not give a fuck. And he also gives 100% fucks. Like you could tell he gets hurt when people don't like him. Like he's just so pure. He's just
he's actually pure. That's a good word. He's pure.
Yeah, he's pure actually.
That's why half the Americans support him. Yeah.
That's true. He literally is like a child. Like, he wants pussy. He grabs him by the pussy. Someone makes fun of him. He cries. You yell at him. He yells back. It's so predictable. It's so pure. And everybody's judging him. And he doesn't care. And at the same time, he cares so much. It's just like, yo, Kanye West as well.
Kanye West is the same way, right?
Yeah, exactly the same way. That's why they're friends. That's why they like each other. Yeah. And people are like, what the fuck? But it actually makes perfect sense. They're both pure. And they, yeah.
That's why I say Kanye West has like enlightenment genetics. Like people are like that.
Probably,
They have like enlightenment genetics, but they just took it to the complete opposite direction. You know what I mean? But then the opposite direction, the other two opposite directions actually kind of touch. They just need a little like.
Yeah, a little.
I was like that before.
You were pure. Yeah.
Yeah, I was pure.
I
was
that.
just like.
Yeah, I think that.
So
for sure. Yeah, just fucking and food.
Yeah.
Sleep, videos. Yeah. Then I was the opposite of unpure. Then I was super unpure.
How about you? How about now? Are you pure right now?
Huh? Am I pure now? I think I want to become pure. I think before I would just overthink everything and I would never do anything without really judging myself, like all the time. I could never do something without thinking how I'm perceived, like before, during, and after. Yeah.
So how you getting better at that, or?
I don't know. I think
I never had that problem, even though I care about what. I think that's why I said I could relate to Trump. It's like I care a lot, but at the same time I don't care at all. And you're kind of in between, right? Kind of.
I think I'm in between,
Normal
but
in between.
yeah. I'm definitely, I'm in between, but I hardcore like empathize, and I can feel with every person, including Donald Trump and the opposite of that. Like, it's very easy for me to understand why they are the way they are. So it doesn't really upset me if I think about it.
Let's talk about some other things that like could help people, like get on the. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be spirituality. Just
Yeah.
psychology, fitness, whatever.
So
I don't know.
yeah. Let's talk about how you make your videos.
Nowadays my only purpose for videos is to transmit like insights that people can use to wake up. Before I cared, I still care a little bit about like my personal artistic expression. Like, before that was like 99%, but now that's like 10%. So I don't think the way I created really changed that much. I just kind of have an idea of what I want to express.
Yeah,
and I just do it.
Dude, you still lose so many.
I never plan anything.
You still lose so many followers, right?
Was that?
You still lose and gain a lot of followers at the same time.
Yeah, my followers been like the same for a while now. Yeah. After you start talking about this thing, it's like there's gonna be a lot of people that are like not into it at all, and there's gonna be a lot of people into it. Yeah. So I still you know what's funny? I still care about that shit even like a few months like last year, but now I don't care at all. I was like, fuck it, I don't even care anymore.
Dang, that's good. When I talked to this guy Spencer who's on YouTube, and he really liked your videos, but he definitely said when he started talking about that stuff, he had to unfollow because he couldn't follow it. It just didn't. He's like, this is too smart or too above what I can comprehend. Yeah, and I think a lot of people, because all of a sudden you were, behind the scenes you were on this journey, and all of a sudden your videos just change into that, and then. But the people that have stayed behind are definitely, I think, they can definitely get a lot out of it.
I'm seeing like a lot of maybe not new people, but like I don't know that before this, like half of the people still ask me about fitness, but nowadays no one asks me about fitness anymore. So like nowadays that my followers are like 100% into this stuff.
That's awesome.
Because you kind of have to be like at this quote unquote level. You kind of have to be like really in there.
Yeah. To enjoy your videos. How's your watch time per video?
I don't check stats that much. Yeah, I don't really check. What was I thinking? Yeah, before I would try a little bit to like do fitness stuff to like retain some of my old followers. But nowadays it's like minimum. Like I still work out. I'll film myself working out, but like I'm not gonna go out of my way to like please.
Yeah. I think a lot of YouTubers evolve from where they started.
Yeah, YouTube is weird, bro. Like
it's weird.
It's super weird now. It's like, how do you even like? What is the deal with YouTube right now? Like, there's a lot of people getting like their channels deleted. There's a lot of people leaving because they can't monetize videos. Like that was never a problem for me because I never monetized my videos anyway. So, like, what's going on with YouTube?
Yeah, I feel like
channel or what? Like, a lot of people can't say anything like on their minds.
Yeah. I feel like YouTube is destroying itself. It's just catering to. It's destroying its original voices in favor of pleasing big corporate companies, and they recommend celebrities now and companies. So maybe they could make more money, but I don't know where all these creators are going to go. I feel like there needs to be an alternative.
Is there?
I don't know. YouTube is so big though too. Even on my channel, I try to never curse and stuff because I don't want to get in trouble.
You never curse anymore? Then I should stop cursing.
Well, not on my YouTube. It doesn't matter, but I just, in case I want it to be monetized fully with no issue, I want it to get full monetization. But it's not like I make that much money anyways. But
dude, YouTube has been around for like 15 years though. Like, you can't expect it to just like remain the same, you know?
That's true. But YouTube is so it's so amazing what it's done and
Yeah.
platform and voice it's given us, you know? Like it's changed our lives 100,
Pretty
like
much.
completely. It's
Completely, yeah.
changed your life. Even though I have no viewers, just watching videos and the act of creating and then seeing your videos and then vice versa, like it's crazy.
Just the whole internet, it's like 99% of the information I think like 99.9 of the information I got through this like meditation journey is through the internet, through YouTube.
Yeah, same. I still learn anything that I need to do at home. I just learn from YouTube. Like any chore, any building something, if I have an idea, if a movie review, you know, any topic, I just watch YouTube videos.
You show us your you made a meditation mat or something?
Oh yeah, do you want to see it?
Yeah. Here, yo, make me one. I'll meditate on it.
Oh, you'll be my first sponsored.
Dude, I'll make a video. It's
Yeah.
like, that's so cute.
Isn't
Wait,
that
how does
cute?
that like? How does that work though? Like you sit on
Like
it, or what?
that. Yeah, it's like your butt here and your thighs go here and you go cross-legged.
Oh shit! Is that like
This is
totally
my,
original? Or
this is
like,
my first time sewing something, dude.
wait, is that like?
First time.
Oh, we should talk about movies, bro.
Oh yeah, have you seen any good movies recently?
Let's start a new clip. Dude, I've been watching a lot of movies, Netflix.
Like what?
Yeah, I can't
What have you
remember. Dude, I watch a movie every other day now. Cause I like
Nice.
movies a lot now, actually, but more than before.
Really?
Because before I had this thing where I'm like, I would like kind of read it in like a critical way, and I'll like judge
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
I'll get like jealous because I'm like, damn, I want to make that too. But now that's like gone. I can just enjoy the movie, and I watch some stupid ass shit like comedy, and like, it's funny.
Yo, same. After I started screenwriting, I
Yeah.
honestly view every movie almost like my child. Like it's like a kid to me because I know how much work went into that from the director, the writer, and the 200 people that worked on it. And like every movie, I just can appreciate from love. And I love watching stupid movies now. Now I get it because I don't want to be watching Christopher Nolan stuff all the time. I want some dumb, low effort stuff. It's
Oh,
just
dude,
fun.
Christopher Nolan has a new movie coming out, right?
Oh yeah, Tenet.
That looks pretty sick, right?
It does look sick. Yeah,
Hey, when is it coming out?
it looks so
Isn't it
sick. It was supposed to come out in July. Yeah, but it got
It's
pushed
July
back.
already, man.
I know it got pushed back. We can't watch it.
Wait. So like Hollywood's like completely closed down. Like no one's making movies right now.
No, they're still making them, but they can't release it. So I don't know what's gonna
They can
happen.
make it. There's people like working in the studio without.
There are people working, but the conditions are different, and they probably have to do testing every day. Yo, it's so sad, man. And movie theaters were saying they could distance like every other seat, but with the new
That's not gonna
research,
work,
it's not gonna
yeah.
work. Yeah, let's not talk about that stuff. But
Okay,
yeah,
that's not as bad, but okay, let's go
it
back
could
to
be bad.
the movie watching experience. So like when I watch
Yeah.
movies, I don't look at it as like this director made this and this actor's acting. It just feels like it's creating itself.
What do you mean?
It's like okay, before when you watch a movie or you like engage in artwork, you think about the artist, right? You think about like, okay, this person made this. This is Van Gogh. What's going on with his mind? Oh, this is Christopher Nolan. This is Tom Cruise. He's acting this way, right? When I
Yeah.
watch movies now, it's just like it's like quote unquote divine creation happening on its own, and you kind of stop judging like, oh, okay, this is this guy's movie, and this guy sucks, and
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is good here, and like Brad Pitt is this and that, or like this character is doing that, like that filter is sort of dissolved, and it's just kind of like it's hard to say. It's almost like you're making it, like when you watch it.
Do you see the movie happening in real time?
Yeah, you just like, you see the movie being created in real time, and actually you see that like now. I see that now, like this is like being created in real time. So like in a way, there's no more difference between like watching a movie and creating
Experiencing it?
art and experiencing that and experiencing just like what's going on right now. And because of that, I sort of dissolved that duality between, oh, this is movie, this is not movie, this is not art. And because of that, I actually enjoy art and movies more because it's all the same. It's all like divine creation.
What have you seen recently? You must remember something.
Shit.
The last movie you saw. Come
The
on.
last movie I saw,
Yeah.
shit. I think, dude, my memory is kind of fucked.
Oh shoot, that's the one
Yeah.
bad side effect of being,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, a little bit. Like it's not like your memory is racked. It's almost, if you don't need to remember it, you won't remember it.
interesting.
Yeah, it's like I don't remember any movies that I watched in the last 6 months, honestly. But I've seen like probably like 30.
But you know, you
If I
enjoy
think-
them.
Yeah, I enjoy them, like most of them. But if I think
Uh-huh.
really hard, okay, right now there's something. Okay, I saw this movie about like this bipolar guy. It's a Cantonese movie, and it's like super depressing. That's all I can remember.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
Was it good?
that was good.
Let's talk about
Okay. I saw a movie with the Juno girl. She like stole a baby or something.
You saw Juno, the movie Juno.
No, the girl from Juno.
She's in another movie where she steals a baby.
It's kind of like Juno. That's what I remember.
Okay, interesting. Can you tell us anything more?
She stole a baby, and then the baby's mom is like an infinite slut that didn't care about the baby, but then she wanted her back. We didn't even talk about movies.
That's true. Yeah, let's talk about Tom Cruise. Why do we like Tom Cruise?
I don't know, bro. Even I like Tom Cruise. I think he's pretty pure, right?
Well, do you remember when you made that video about him running?
Yeah.
What inspired you to make that?
Because I like sprinting, I like speed.
Do you think he's actually fast?
I think he's pretty fast. They probably like speed it up a little bit, right?
He looks fast, right? Like he's aesthetic runner. For sure.
But you know what's funny though? Like when you sprint fast, it's not about like how many strides you take. Like people that look fast aren't necessarily fast. It's about the distance.
The length of the strides.
That's why Usain Bolt, he doesn't look fast.
Yeah.
But he's like the fastest.
He looks pretty fast to me, but yeah.
He looks pretty fast, but you can get someone to cycle that fast without matching his speed.
For sure.
I can cycle that fast, but then I'm nowhere as fast as him.
Oh, you were really fast.
Yeah, I was pretty fast. Yeah,
you were really fast.
Yeah, I was like, that's how I was really into speed. I don't know why. I just wanted to be fast.
What was your time for the 420? Is that what it is?
440. I never really tested.
40 yards.
I think I tested like 20-yard dash. I was like pretty fast. I was like 2.6 or something. I don't remember.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Like my first like year of YouTube, this is me like sprinting, jumping. But I think this
mixtape.
It's a continuum.
Yeah.
It's a continuum. I don't look at it as a separate thing. Like your entire journey, it's every particle was perfect. Yeah, but you can only sit on your.
How would you? People might look at your whole life and journey and see how you took things to the extreme, how you became so good at one thing, including meditation in this journey. Mm-hmm. How can a normal person do it? Does it take that type of mentality to reach the end?
I think it does. I think you gotta be pretty fucking crazy. You gotta apply the same kind of insanity to like fitness. Like if you like Ronnie Coleman like style, you know, like I think it's the same for meditation. But meditation is a little bit more tricky because there are times where you have to let go. But it's the same with fitness. You can't work out like 5 hours a day. There's still gonna be some downtime where you sort of have to relax and let the muscles grow. So,
dude, Ronnie Coleman has herniated every single disc in his back. Did you hear that? I think I heard him talking in an interview. Every single disc in his vertebrae. Yeah, that's what it took.
He's in fucking pain.
He's in pain all the time, and he still trains because that's what he loves to do. But that's what it takes to win 7 or 8 Mr. Olympias.
That's crazy, man.
Is it worth it?
That's the one difference between spirituality and fitness.
That's true.
Like you take spirituality to the extreme is the end of suffering almost.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a major difference. Like throughout the journey, there's a lot of suffering, a lot of bliss, but there's a lot of suffering, a lot of bliss in fitness. But if you take fitness to the extreme, like Ronnie Coleman, you might end up like a handicap for the rest of your life. But in spirituality, it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper.
I think that's a really strong sell for spirituality.
Yeah, because most people just want to eradicate suffering.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is like, okay, meditation, when you first started meditating, like the first year before you hit that like big watershed point, it's pretty much like you're getting better and happier and more calm. And there's going to be a point where things just go crazy. And then that's when the selling point, like no one's going to be able to sell that. That's why people don't talk about that. If you get that far.
Yeah.
And then once you get to a point, you have to finish it. If you don't finish it, you're gonna be like this your entire life. So it's tricky, man. Either you just kind of like stay at that on a surface level, or you take it all the way. It's like there's no in between. So
yeah, that's
but if you finish it, it's worth like 10 minute lifetime. It's definitely the best thing I've ever done. Like definitely, like
for sure.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like I can give away my like entire YouTube channel, like everything, my violin skills. I wouldn't trade it for this.
Would you ever become a monk?
No, I
Why
don't think
not?
I really need to. I like finding the middle way, you know, like I still like earthly. I don't know. I think to be honest, bro, I don't think there's a lot of monks that aren't woke at all.
I
think
believe
that
that.
from the way that I look at other people on the path, the deepest practitioners are like normal everyday people that find a middle way and like, yeah. Like
Is it
I've met
because
like, I don't know why. Like I'm not saying all monks are not woke. Of course, there can be monks that
sure.
are like, you know, I can't tell. Like I don't know for sure, but like from the people that I know that I talk to, like maybe online or people I observe, like the people with the deepest insights are just people with regular jobs.
Maybe it's because they have to constantly battle. Maybe they're stronger because they have to battle regular modern life versus a monk that
Yeah, and
is already detached from all that.
also because if you're a monk, there's going to be a certain level of like conditioning and dogma that's going to be
Oh, yeah.
on top
True,
of your
true.
monk lifestyle. Yeah, so it's all like it's not like it's not so black and white, but
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, just because you're a monk, you're like super woke, and just because you're like a CEO, like a layperson doing a computer scientist kind of work, you're not going to be as woke as the monk. That's not like a given.
Dude, I feel like the internet was created to enlighten people because
But I
you
think the
need so
internet,
much. Yeah, because you need so much information and training and talking to people and experiences and knowledge to really, really understand things and put things into perspective. Otherwise, you would feel like you're going crazy and you would never be able to finish the path or even start it. Like I feel like you have to talk to people. I mean, some people could probably do it without it, but you have to talk to people. You have to, see a manual or some kind of path. Otherwise, you could just be lost forever, right?
I think it's about connecting the dots. A lot of the like the work in
Mm-hmm.
this journey is not just following one path. It's about like connecting different kinds of dots throughout. Like everything in your life has to be a sort of like, and that's where like creativity comes in. And the internet is definitely like a system of like, of connections. So like, okay, but then you have to think about this too. Like in modern society, we have all those information available to us. But back then, like the Buddha, he has to do this all by himself. Like he has to discover this whole path by himself. And the monks, they're not gonna get this. They don't have this information at the tip of their fingertips. They don't have meditation apps. They
For
can't stand
sure.
up on meditation retreats. They can't order
Yeah.
psychedelics. So like, it's like I said in the beginning, it's a different time period. It's a
So
different.
we're living in the best time for
I
this.
think so for awakening, yeah. But then at the same
I
time,
think
the
so
worst.
too.
At the same time, the worst.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of distractions.
The most distractions, but the most resources and
Definitely more
knowledge
resources.
ever. Yeah.
Ever. So that's what I said, man. Like the most woke people nowadays are just people like they're like, a lot of them like tech savvy. Like I met a couple of people that like they're like computer scientists. They're like super woke, bro.
How can you tell? What does that mean?
Just by the insights and like the way they talk about their experiences, and the way I can kind of feel it,
Mm-hmm.
feel the vibe and stuff.
I wonder if their code looks different from unenlightened computer scientists.
I don't know, man. You know Peter Rawson?
No, who's that?
He's like a pretty deep enlightenment teacher. He started out coaching people. Like, he was an MMA artist.
Uh-huh.
He was a mixed martial artist.
Uh-huh.
And then he said becoming enlightened made him wait, like he wouldn't be able to win all those championships without enlightenment. At first he was coaching like MMA, and then people started asking him about consciousness. Now he's like a consciousness coach. He's like one of the most enlightened people on the planet, I think. But
Wow.
he used to be like a champion MMA fighter.
Yeah. That's cool. That's dope.
Like
I think,
at this point, you kind of there's no more duality between like the body and the mind and the world. So like
yeah,
I enjoy like physical things even more. Like I shoot back. I was like playing basketball this morning. I play basketball like 3 times a week now for cardio.
dude, that's
Like I
so
really
funny.
enjoy doing things with my body now, like way more than before. But before I had this condition, I was like, okay, mental
Yeah,
aesthetic, like yeah, I still live, but like that's not really my thing anymore. But now
yeah,
it's like everything's your thing because nothing is your thing.
too deep, man. Dude, I shot hoops for the first time last week too. It's
Oh
so
shit,
much fun.
synchronicity.
Yeah, that's so weird. I literally have not played basketball
I used to be obsessed with
in a
basketball.
long time. Same, same.
Basketball is what made me start on this whole journey. When I was in elementary school, everyone was reading Slam Dunk. Dude, I'm reading
Yeah.
Slam Dunk right now, bro.
Is it good?
Have you read it?
Not really, but I've
it.
always known about it. I've always known about it. Yeah,
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
it's good.
Well, so back then in elementary school, everyone was reading Slam Dunk, and I wanted to fit in, so I started reading Slam Dunk, and I started playing basketball because
Nice.
everyone was playing basketball because Slam Dunk.
Yeah,
I got into NBA, and I was like, oh, how do you get faster, jump higher, and start lifting, and then the rest. And it's like, oh, how do blah 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 blah. And then I'm going. I'm doing a lot of things right now that I used to do like way back, like 20 years ago. Yeah.
As you've come full circle.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm fucking 3 years old.
Nice. I wish
Dude,
I could feel like
I went to
that.
hang out with Ken and his like bunch of friends, and they all some of them kids, and
Yeah.
I can like I feel like I'm like one of the kid, and then like they're like adults drinking and talking about like
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm like 5 again, like
Wait, you always wear that though.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But now I just feel it even more deeply. It's like I want the kids listen to like adults talk about like money, like video games.
Man, that's all we talk about now, me and my friends. Is like stocks and business and recessions and the opposites of that. So old, dude.
You gotta make more Dharma friends, man.
I know.
You have like
All
no
right.
Dharma friends. I have like 2 Dharma friends.
I
in real life,
have
it's like you and like
yeah.
like one other person. I don't even remember.
I have a couple. Oh, I have Suhas and you
Who's Suhas?
and some random people. My friend in California. I don't know if you met him. I feel like maybe you met him briefly. He's an Indian guy. He's cool. All right, so let's wrap up. I think my last question is I want to get your opinion on something. So I need to find a name for this interview series, and I think I want to name it real human being, spelled BEAN.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
That's pretty smart.
Do you get the reference?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
I like it. It's pretty cool. You can have
it's cool, right?
You should have a like a bean and then with like little heads and stuff. You know that bean, right? Like a bean like this. Take it out. It's like individual.
Yeah. Are they gonna be heads?
Could be like a head.
Oh shoot, that's good. I like that.
Logo.
I'll find somebody on Fiverr to design that.
Okay, let me end with one really pragmatic thing. So if we're gonna sum up this entire spiritual path in one paragraph. Okay, ready? So first, you become aware of the breath, mindfulness, right? That's when most people start out with. You're a meditator in the head, becoming aware of the object of meditation, which is, for most people, is the breath. So you're the subject meditating to the object, the breath. And then you expand that with more mindfulness. You start to become aware of thoughts, of emotions, of body sensations, which is vipassana. Mm-hmm. And then your external sensory reality, like sights, sounds. What else? That's it, right? The 5 aggregates. And then you realize all of them are just sensations. And then you want to be able to speed up like how efficiently and how quickly you'll be able to note and be mindful of the sensations. So speed is one of the most overlooked components in meditation, I feel like.
What do you mean? Say that again.
Speed. Okay, so basically right now if you're aware of, if your object of the meditation right now is like the car, or it's like sound, right? There's gonna be a delay. Even just the breath, there's gonna be a delay between the meditator and the object of meditation. Oh, I'm aware of the breath. I'm noting the breath. I'm becoming mindful of the breath. There's a delay there. I'm becoming aware of the sound, of thoughts, of emotion. There's gonna be a delay, right? There's gonna be a delay between the meditator here and recognizing and being mindful of the object of meditation, right? But then eventually you want to be able to like reduce the distance between the meditator, the subject, and the object of meditation. And then you do that faster and faster and more efficiently until there's going to be a point where everything just syncs up into one. It's like every single sensation will sync up as one, all 360 degrees simultaneously. And your mitsu and your character and whatever makes up your characters, your internal talk, your thoughts, your emotions, all those are just sensations that are being aware of themselves. So it's almost like when I sit down to meditate, when I close my eyes, it's just like this one giant, there's no more like sense doors. There's only like one sense door. Just sensations being aware of themselves. That's it. There's not even a meditator being aware of sensations. There's sort of delay. That duality dissolved. So right now when I close my eyes, there's no meditator. It's just every sensation is being aware of themselves simultaneously at the exact place they are at. So my sense of self, quote unquote sense of self, now it's like if I hear a car out there, there's no more delay. Just that's it. And then breath, that's it. And like you hear, like everything just syncs up like that. So there's no more delay between you and the world. That's non-duality. And I like to call it non-locality now because there's no location to where you are. So that's the end of the path, is when every single sensation is being aware of itself simultaneously, like all around you, like all the time. It's pretty trippy, man. It's like Lucy shit. So that's meditation to me now. That's mindfulness. So like when you first asked me what mindfulness, I had to like think about it, because like what was mindfulness meant to me before this shift? It means very differently to me now, because there's no such thing as mindfulness anymore. Because when you think of mindfulness, you think about, oh, I'm meditating, I'm being mindful, but like that's not a thing anymore. It's just all sensations is just simultaneously and automatically aware and being mindful of themselves without a doer, without a meditator.
So there's no more subject and object.
There's no more subject, object, no more inside, outside, no more here, there. It's kind of, in a way, it's totally like completely, utterly unimaginable mindfuckerish. But another way, it's completely normal, because that's the way it is. That's just the way it always has been. Yeah.
That's the way it is. That's the way it's always been.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frank Yang, for joining me on the
How you gonna edit
Beans
this
show.
I think this footage is pretty good, man. Maybe you can cut it.